Get there.
Hi, welcome to the HunTers podcast. And on today's episode, we'll be talking about red versus blue, which is
It's it's a viral thing. To be fair, it's going around all over schools. It's not just fighting each other; using weapons to attack each other. Um, yeah, there's we're going over things like people that we've been to see. There's one person that we've attempted to see, which was literally impossible. What else we've got? We've got plenty to go over
we've
today.
actually got something to celebrate the Labour Party on today's episode too. And should a paedophile have the right to change their name or use an alias?
I don't agree with it.
We've got the a shocking thing to tell you that the NSPCC thinks. And should a convicted sex offender actually have access to a public building such as a pub or an events place,
Snooker or
aka snooker hall in
Newark. Newark Q Club, to be precise.
So red versus blue. Let's start with the big one. You got a message from your daughter, didn't you?
No, I collected them. I had them over the weekend, and she said about her neighbour. So basically, her neighbour, she goes to a school. I can't obviously state the school, but
This is all in the Mansfield area.
Ashfield.
Mansfield and Ashfield.
Yeah. So she goes to a school, and she had riot vans turn up. There was police helicopters over the top. And it's because of this red versus blues. People was taking knives to school. Her parents are now saying it's not safe, which any normal parent would. But it's just alarming. Like, how are people not getting the devices checked? It's bizarre.
So let's go into something that you have to praise the Labour Party for.
Yeah.
And this could go contrary to the red versus blue people. The Labour Party actually had a backbone and said hell no to the Conservative Party in banning social media for under 16s.
Yeah.
What's your view on it?
Personally, I think if it comes to social media, it's a fine line. It really is. I believe that it should be the parents' job to parent the children. And a lot of people can say it's impossible. Like, it's not always possible. I completely understand that. But the Labour Party can't do everything in that sense. Nobody can. So I believe to ban it for children, it's just going a bit too far. They're going to find a way around it, which they always will.
They actually have in Australia. So in Australia, they have this exact same law. And what they realise is they could either create the account before the banner came into effect, so it doesn't affect them, use a VPN or a proxy service, which I think all the talks around VPN at the moment, people forgetting you've got proxies, you've got Tor to access whatever you like. So that's one to watch. And 78% of under 16s are bypassing the ban in Australia.
Yeah.
Yet the so-called Conservative Party reformed after the crisis over the last 10 years, reckon they should be banned. And then if you look at the red versus blue, the reason how that's going mine is due to the hype of social media.
Yeah.
Using stuff like TikTok, Facebook, as we've seen it, definitely Snapchat, where I've seen the screenshots come from. So it would potentially stop that, or it makes it harder for people to see.
Yeah.
So the Labour government actually did something right and voted it down. So well done, Keir Starmer. You've actually done something for once.
The one thing you've got right.
The one thing he's got right. But then the other argument with the ban from the Tories party is children are seeing harmful content. Talk about mass immigration and, deny terrorists. If they ban it, children will potentially won't get groomed online, but I
Yeah.
don't see how that would. Do you think that would actually help?
No. As we know from when we were children, there were so many things that were getting banned. Like whilst we were at school, like just websites were getting banned. To even as sad as it sounds, to nerd out on games, you found ways around it. You will always find ways around it, regardless what you do. Like children are so clued up on things, they'll find a way. If they want to get around it, they will.
Exactly.
And it puts it more at risk because then they can go around and say, like, they have to put out that they're 18, 19. So they're more at risk of being groomed.
Yeah, I think that's really important. The one things that we found is there are children on adult websites or chat rooms.
Yeah.
And you put the ban in, they claim they're over 18. All the algorithms in the world, it's gonna push you towards more adults.
Yeah.
The more adults you get exposed to, the more likely you're gonna come across a paedophile.
Yeah. So I think we should definitely go on to about Ash Butter, to be honest.
So I think it was Thursday.
A week on Thursday.
A week on Thursday.
Yeah.
No, 2 weeks on Thursday. We went and visited Mr. Butchery, someone that I stung in 2000. I don't know if it was 2017 or 18. He got sentenced in 2018.
Yeah.
For meeting a 12-year-old.
It weren't exactly a pleasant conversation with him. What absolutely wound me up is the fact of he was trying to take the moral high ground on everything. He claimed just the lies he was saying was he's made people aware. He goes to socialise in a pub. Obviously, we can't say what pub.
Heads up to that pub though.
Yeah.
They were really helpful. So Ashley Butchery also goes by the name Ashley Thomas now. His official name isn't spelt Ashley. It's more of the commonly known for the female name Ashley. That has now just been posted along with the street because he now resides on Basinghill Crescent in Lincoln. But he claims that neighbours know and been told. Apparently that's something that they have to do. But we know for a fact that that isn't true.
No.
After speaking to people, he claimed it was a honey pot, it was a setup, but it wasn't true from what we can gather.
Yeah.
But he's definitely on sex offenders for 10 years. And he's got 2 years left on it.
Yeah, he's got 2 years left on his sex offenders in shop order.
Yes, Annie, we are out Thursday. We'll message you. Hey, from Plymouth, my girl's a teenager and always on the phone chatting to people on Snapchat, TikTok, and I have told her about chatting to other people and be careful, what else can I do? So, Chris, what device is she on? So, HMD has a great phone if you haven't. Annie, we will message you then. We are aware of the message. We've just had a lot going on, and we have a backlog, and we are trying to get through it.
I'll drop you a message now, Andy, actually.
Yeah, Scott will message you right now. Yeah, HMD has a good device, and that will actually prevent any nudity, and it actually scans your content beforehand. The other things you can do is on an iPhone, there's family app which can help monitor the device, Chris. And general rule is, we're coming on to the topic a bit later, but a child under the age of 13 shouldn't have social media, and Snapchat I would hands down ask her not to use. there's too much grooming on Snapchat, and there's not much police can do due to the nature of the messages being deleted. Got anything to add that quickly?
Oh, sorry, I was going over Annie's message there. I was completely out of it.
What else can... Oh, if you've got on your device, there's family linkers as well. That can do limited amount of monitoring, but this is a promotion. We're not paid by them. We've not tested the device, but HMD, I think it's HMD Fusion. If you've got a child, that is the #1 safety app, safety phone you could probably go for right now in the market, and that should help protect. It will never protect your child. That can only be done by you, but it will do a damn good job of trying to be reactive and trying to stop your child from sending stuff that they shouldn't be sending as well. Because unfortunately, these things do happen.
Just replying to now 1 second.
You should have a message at any time, and then we'll carry on the conversation with you after, if that's okay. But back to Ashley Buttery. He thinks he should have the right to use any name.
Yeah.
And the big question we're asking everyone today is, should a paedophile have the right to change the name? And what can you do to prevent that from actually happening? Any ideas? Or what's your view on it?
For me, any sex offender, not just a paedophile, any sex offender whatsoever, they should not have any right to change the name, use any alias to cover their ID, because they're putting more people in danger than what there was before.
But if you have to come up though, how would you actually enforce it?
It's a difficult one. Yes, it is a very difficult one.
Because currently there is no legal requirement to change your name. You can just get... Well, I got you to sign a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, bosh, I've got a new name. That doesn't go essentially unless I've got a driving license or a passport. Banks can't enforce it because the sex offenders register is not public either. So if the sex offenders register is not public, how can... So the first and the easiest one to get your name changed is your bank.
Yeah.
And all it requires is this piece of paper that you can do for free.
Yeah. See, I strongly disagree with any offender, like sex offender, being able to change the name. But it's impossible to govern it, really.
Unless the register is public.
Yeah.
And we should take a harder approach like America, where you drive in some states like Texas, your number plate is tagged. Any like Halloween where children, or Christmas when children come on, you've got to have a sign on your door, on your garden. You have to have a sign in your window all the time, but you have to even make it more known before they even come on the property.
Yeah.
So the only real way to stop these offenders from using an alias, like Ashley Buttery using Ashley Thomas on Facebook, it appears that we've now got that banned.
Yeah.
There's actually nothing they can do.
And do you know what? It was great that Facebook banned them. Like within a few hours. We'd done it just before when we got back, just before we went to bed.
And in the morning it was gone.
By the time we wake up, it was gone. Couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yep. And I don't know if many people know this, but if you've got a news article or you've got court documents to prove that someone's been convicted, there's actually a dedicated report line on Facebook. And by God, they take them seriously. They probably have to prove their ID.
Yeah.
As a first step. But 9 out of 10 times that account's gone.
Yeah, if you've got an article, like, because a lot of it, they go into public domain. So if you copy and paste the article, link it into, it asks for basically proof of evidence, basically, which is perfect. So when you've done that, you submit it, and it's unreal how quick that were.
But that requires manual intervention.
Yeah.
And if we go back onto the name changing issue, how much easier would it be, even if the sex offenders and sexual harm prevention order, Shopper and the other one, isn't made public to everyone? Maybe the answer to the social media ban is allowing businesses to integrate
Yeah.
with an API, and if there is a relatively good match on someone, because let's be truthful, Facebook knows more about you than your own family,
Yeah.
then they could proactively ban the account and ask for extra checks. What do you think of that one? Because you originally told me you wanted ID checks.
Yeah. In terms of Facebook, like for predators, then there should be ID checks. It covers a lot of things, but then that goes on to the process of digital ID, accepting that. Now,
So the only real way is the government needs to actually get their heads out their arse and use people that know IT to help make the law.
yeah,
Because if you look in America right now, you've got California and Colorado that are stated operating systems require ID checks, that verifying your ID.
yeah,
And by operating system, they don't just mean your laptop. The definition of an operating system, do you know what it is?
go on,
According to the law.
go on.
Take a guess what an operating system is to you.
Your phone, computer, anything you can go on line with, really.
So your watch.
Yeah,
What about fridge?
yeah, because it's got Wi-Fi on it, hasn't it? A lot of fridges. So similar to
Yeah.
washing
So
machines.
before
as
you
well.
can use your own fridge, thanks to these American do-gooders, you're gonna have to verify your ID to your fridge.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's ideal,
Everyone's
that.
gonna know who you are.
Yeah. It's ideal. It's gonna see if I've got a reply.
So I don't know what people think about that. Not able to have a fridge, because the definition of an operating system based on these two laws is any device that has the ability to connect to the internet or install apps of any kind. Do you know what the first thing that got? Do you know what the first reaction to that law was?
Go on.
Scientific calculator in America, ones that's popular in the two states, banned. They've banned people in them two states from using the calculators because the definition also affected them. And before you can use a calculator, you now need to prove your age.
That's crazy, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know about that at all. Yeah, so we need to throw somebody out there that we've not been able to sting so far. We got made aware of it because of the pub that Ash Butcher went drinking in. Made us aware about it just before we was going.
Yeah. So before we mention the name, let's have a bigger discussion around this.
Yeah.
Should you be so recently in Kirkby, was it?
What's that?
The chip pit in Kirkby.
Yeah,
Jolly Fryer. He got done for sexual assault, I think it was.
Yeah, on his employees.
On employees. And the question we have is, should someone who's been convicted of sexual assault be allowed to run a food chain, a pub, or a snooker hall?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Anywhere that's open for a public person, I don't think they should be allowed to work in that.
Especially when potential drinks are flying around.
Yeah.
Or big gatherings, right?
Yeah. It makes people more vulnerable when they've had a drink. So
we can't confirm that they do sell drinks there, but we're talking the bigger picture here.
Yeah. I don't think he should be allowed to have it at all. But that's the place where he earns is Newark.
For the reason for inappropriate contact with a staff member. And frankly, that place shouldn't still be open today, but he's still the director, he still owns it,
Yeah.
and it's still open to the public for anyone to walk in.
Yeah, he's still a director on company's houses on that. There's nobody else attached to it. Which is, it's alarming. It's, you know, within the space of going to get one person, we fall into this other person as well.
And it's literally 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you're in Newark, in the centre of Newark, within 30 seconds you had someone going, you had a paedophile going into a pub, roughly monthly from what we're told.
Yeah. And
then it literally took us 30 seconds down the road to go to the snooker place. We just couldn't get in at the time we went.
Yeah. It's where Ashley Buttery went, and the problem with that is, well, the scary thing is there were children that goes there. There's children. And when we went to see him and we spoke about the people at that pub know about your sentencing, his response was straight away, yes, I've got to let them know, and they are aware of it. Whereas we went there a couple of days before just thinking he was going to be there. He wasn't, and they wasn't aware of it. The only time they was made aware of it is by us telling them and showing them the article.
Yep. And I actually got some news on the new website. Hopefully to launch it next month.
That's what I'd like to hear.
Yep. So we've got the website come in with the facial recognition. These people will be on it. We apologise for the delay. No actual video footage this week.
Yeah.
But we were very limited on what we could actually show due to privacy reasons. But for the last one, because we'll keep this one short today, I think.
Yeah.
NSPCC. What's your view on
them? I've never been a fan of them, to be honest. Personally, I don't believe in it at all. But
they do good for children, right?
I've got my split views on that.
Same.
Yeah.
Because I reported
they're supposed to do good by them.
Yeah, I reported a mother grinding on a child to them.
Yeah.
Literally dancing, grinding, like people do in a nightclub. Apparently perfectly fine. What's your views on children being grinded on or lap danced on?
Well, it's pedophilic, really, isn't it? Like, grinding on somebody is a sexual way of dancing on them. So for an adult, male or female, to grind on a child, then it's paedophilic.
Yeah, I got sacked from a job for saying that cross-dressers and trans shouldn't lap dance on children. Because it's like taking them to a strip club.
Yeah.
But apparently, children come second to alphabet people. So that blew my mind. That really did.
I still get it. Alphabet people.
They had a new letter every week.
Yeah, of course they do.
That no against LGBT people, but that even they agree that it shouldn't happen. But apparently, some new woke people reckon lap dancing on children, perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, no, it's just disgusting.
Should we call it today?
Yeah.
It's only a quick one.
Yeah.
We've got messages galore going off.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to everyone. So thank you for messaging.
On a quick one, actually.
Yep.
Saying, can you send me a few screenshots? Basically, nothing to go off at all. Saying, can you trap this person? So let's just get it straight. We will not trap anybody. If you've got a chat log, then it's got evidence on it, fair enough. But ask him.
Just tend to do that.
Yeah, or when they say, this person seems like a weirdo. Unfortunately, there's a weirdo in most towns. I know a few of them, especially in Mansfield. Don't mean the paedophiles. It just means like they're just very simple people.
And we will do it. If you live in Chesterfield, is it?
Staveley.
Not on Thursday.
Yeah, we're going to be knocking on doors on Thursday. So basically, there's this one person.
Don't say too much because no one tip the guy up.
Yeah.
He's been convicted now.
Yeah, he's been sentenced. Waiting. No, he's been convicted, waiting for sentencing. So we'll be paying him a visit on Thursday.
And make sure his address is fully out there.
Yeah, completely. So if you're around Staveley area or anything like that, if you want to do a peaceful protest.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers. Take care.